Okay, and we're back again. Um, Technical challenges, but yes, we are live. We are live. This is going to happen, and thank God that we've been able to pass through the preliminary days. Day one was awesome. Day one was awesome. Even me, I was blessed. It was awesome. And echoing day one, about arise and eat. Arise and eat. Arise and eat. Don't let anybody segregate you as a man to it's not everybody that should read books. In fact, scientifically, if you are not learning anything new, you are not working the brain muscles. One of the ways to keep the brain alive is to do the reading, interact with reading. Eat healthy, study the word of God, the Bible, and number three is read awesome books. Awesome books. Read awesome books. This is what we dealt with in day one. So if you didn't see that day one, please listen to it. You'll be blessed. You'll be blessed. I can guarantee you that you'll be blessed. And you can share with someone also. I'm sure you'll be able to bless someone else. Going into today, today is a part of the Arise series that we're usually mostly familiar with. Most people are familiar with this one. If you turn your Bible with me to Matthew 9:15, Matthew 9:15, Matthew 9:15, and I think we have something similar also in the book of Mark. The book of Mark, chapter 2, verse 9. If you are not a Christian, you've not had any interaction with the Bible before, I mean, you can just go online and download just for this purpose, or just type on Google, type this chapter and verses on Google, and you'll see the things that we are looking at, so that we can look at it together. So Matthew chapter 9, and verse 15. And for the non-Christians, there will be opportunity to either join now or watch this live stream later on. The Bible is by far the largest biography book. It has many other sides to it, but talking about the history of people who have lived many years before now, it is right there in the Bible. You see it clearly there in the Bible. So if you look at Matthew chapter 9, verse 15, it says, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for, no, I'm reading 10, I apologize. 9 verse 15 says, Jesus said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn, as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom will be taken from them, and then shall they fast. There's a mix-up somewhere here. I just need to clarify it so that we can move ahead. There's a mix-up somewhere there. Let's check Mark 2 verse 9. It says, whether it is easier to say to the sick of the palsy, thy sin be forgiven thee, or to say, arise, take up thy bed and walk. But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins. He said to the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, arise, take up thy bed, and go thy way into thine house. So I think we should dwell on Mark chapter 2, verse 9 to 11. Mark chapter 2, verse 9 to 11. Now, it's speaking to someone who has some sort of sickness that is called sickness of the palsy. I think by large, this has something to do with nervous system. I've not gone into the details of the sickness, but it's a kind of sickness that makes these people bedridden, right? They are bedridden, meaning that they can't function. They can't function. These people cannot function, right? They can't do what they have to do, and they can't take their place in their home. They can't take their place in their family. Now, nowadays, we've come across a huge number of single men hesitating to get married. Number one, hesitating to get married because they see marriage as so huge a responsibility, so huge a scam, that they feel that they will be stupid to go into it. When I was getting married many years ago, there were a lot of ministers in our marriage, my wife and I, and on that day, one of the white ministers that was there, was giving the mic to speak and was like, "Oh, who is the bridegroom in this marriage?" And I raised up my hand, excited young boy then, many years ago, and he cracked a joke and said, "Oh, I feel so sorry for you. You've lost your freedom." I think freedom. You lost your freedom. As in, you could practically see everybody in the crowd put their hand on their mouth, like, what do you mean? Like, and then he explained what he meant later, like that. Oh, now you have someone you need to be accountable to. You have someone you need to take care of, and all that. You can't just get up and get out, by yourself. And then now explain how it's a good thing and all that. Now, this explanation I just gave briefly now, if you're interpreting it to the world right now, the interpretation to the world right now is actually it's been painted so badly that you have men that are comfortable at age 30, age 35, age 40, even 45 without marriage. They are comfortable. They are telling themselves that they are good. In fact, one of the days, trying to put a content on our Instagram platform, we found out that there was a young man that was practically boasting that, oh, he's single and he has peace of mind, and he was making a steak by himself and, preparing his meal, pouring his wine, exotic living room, and he's proud that he's alone. It has now become a thing for a young man to say, "I'm good, I'm okay." Especially men that are getting served, from ladies who are serving them, of course. So they are sexually active, they are fine. They're asking themselves, what do I need in marriage after all? I don't really need marriage. I don't really need marriage. Something is stopping you from starting that home. You can see in verse 12, in verse 11, it says, "I say unto thee, arise, take up thy bed, and go thy way into thine house." So these people haven't started a home because they are paralyzed by the societal understanding of marriage, societal interpretation of marriage, the stigma that has been put on being responsible for a woman. They are paralyzed. They are paralyzed. And that's for young men, right? Young single men. Now, for married men, a good number of married men want to stop being married man, or at least they want to cut off the responsibilities, because they are held bound also by some sort of ideology that, oh, I've been scammed into this marriage. If I knew, I wouldn't have gotten married. Why am I even married in the first place? If you happen to be watching this and you are a married man, and for some reasons, for years, for months, for weeks, you have had to be thinking that, oh, marriage is a scam. Oh, marriage is so difficult. Why do I have to get into marriage? I am here to tell you today that God, who created marriage, has a great plan for your marriage. Your marriage. Let's not leave my marriage aside. My marriage is fantastic as it is. Let's leave my marriage. Let's talk about your marriage. Your marriage has a huge potential to be one of the greatest marriages you've ever come across on earth. That potential needs to be explored. That potential needs to be dug out. That potential needs to be watered. Otherwise, you won't realize it. So I'm trying to tell you now that just as it seems as if your marriage is bad, your marriage can be the best you can think of. But there are things you need to do. There are ideologies you need to remove. There are ways you need to arise and walk into your home. Arise and walk into your home. Arise and walk into your home. Arise and go to your home and take your position in your home. And when I'm talking position here, I'm saying you are the husbandman in that family. You are the husbandman. The constant quarreling that is happening, the constant exchange of words, the constant argument, the lack of joy, lack of sex, lack of finance that is happening in that family. You can take charge of it. The consistent sickness that keeps going on and on in that marriage. The lack of financial management that is going on in that family. Whatever it is that you think is going on with you or with your wife, whether you think the entire blame is on your wife or the entire blame is on the system or the entire blame is on your in-laws, the entire blame is on whoever, right? It is in your hands. The moment you arise and you walk into your home, things are going to turn around for you. Things are going to turn around for you. Things are going to turn around for that home. Things are going to turn around for your marriage. Several years, shortly after we got married, my wife and I, because there was this, I would call it, maybe imbalance might be good, or miscommunication. The fact that she's not really getting the best from my parents' church, which I wanted to continue to go for a while. Then made her to try. She made an effort. She tried for a bit to go. After a while, she's like, I'm not really getting anything from the church. I'm not getting much from church. And this is not the way I knew church to be. Now, has she been married so that she will now deteriorate spiritually? No. Then we started praying. We got talking. After a while, of course, we got talking. We prayed about it and said, God will send us a place that will be ours. Now, if we didn't make that move, what would have happened is my wife would have attended the church I believe that we should be attending at that time for a while, and she would have deteriorated spiritually, and I'll be dealing with something completely even different. But we're able to sit down, have a conversation as husband and wife, pray about it, committing to God, and God led us to a church that now became a blessing to both of us. In fact, she now even led the way and was at the forefront, because I was doing a lot of shift work at that time. So I didn't have so much time on my hands. But before I knew, she has joined Believers Class. She has joined the department in church. And I'm like, why am I dulling? I had to run, and catch up so that I will not be unequally yoked. Because you can be unequally yoked as a Christian. But that's a discussion for another day. Back to the topic that we're discussing is, as a man, if things are not going on right in your home, most likely because you are paralyzed by some sort of ideology or thoughts, you are paralyzed by some sort of issues. Now, the day when we're going to deal with addictions and weights are coming, not today. But let me touch it a little with this. Now, just as you can be paralyzed by an ideology or by thoughts, limiting thoughts about getting married or about running your family in a fantastic way, the same way you can be paralyzed by extra activities. You can be paralyzed by some sort of addiction. You can be paralyzed by some sort of weight that you've carried up on your head. Addictions, of course, we know all forms of addiction: alcoholism, drugs, gambling, whatever, name them, masturbation, pornography, adultery. You can be weighed down by those things that, instead of you seeing yourself as a man that's supposed to add value in that family, you will see yourself as something much less than who you really are. And because you're seeing yourself much less than what you really are, or the part you're really supposed to play in that family, you will not be able to play your part. Number one, that's the way you see yourself. Number two, because of what you're held bound by, your wife can see. One of the world number one person that knows who you really truly are as a man is your wife. So if you really want to assess yourself, want to get better on yourself, go to your wife and say, please, baby, what do you think I need to improve on? What am I doing right? That's the best That's the best, because I mean, like my mentor will say, our mentor will say that marriage is powerful because how does an armed robber have a wife? How does a ritualist have a wife? How does do you get? As in, just name them. Look for anything that you think is a bad space for anybody to be. How do they have a spouse? How do they have a wife? So wives are powerful. They can see you and still stay with you. So your wife has something you need to improve on now. If you go sit down with her and ask her questions, please give me feedback. What am I doing right? What can I do? If I do it, if I let's just do that as a challenge. And you can put the comment here that, oh, you have done it. You've done your truest assessment. Apart from you assessing yourself, the person that sees you most is that person you live in the same house with. Now, how did we get to this conversation? I'm trying to say that the way you see yourself is one, based on the things that you have used to hold yourself down. The way your wife sees you is another. So when she's finding it difficult to respect you, you can't blame that lady. You can't blame that woman. You can't blame that girl. You can't. You can't really blame them, because your truest self is staring them in the face every day. As you snore, as you sleep, as you turn, as you eat, as you bathe, as you talk, as you have conversations with people, they are the ones that see the way you do. When you're having conversation with someone, you're laughing and you are, and you're making faces at the other side of the call. They're the ones that know what you say to someone and what you say when you're inside the house. They're the ones that know the way you assess and analyze the sermon when you hear in church. They see your truest self. They hear the careless gist fall out of your mouth that shows the true you. So they know you. They know you. They know what you're dealing with. They know. If you don't think they know, they do know. Another set of people that know what you're going through are your children. You think they don't know? They know. Lock your phone, lock everything, so that they don't know the girls you're chatting with on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. They know. They know. They are watching very closely. They are watching so closely that what you think they are seeing is not even what they are assessing. They are seeing you. They are seeing inside you. So they find it difficult to respect you. They find it difficult to follow you. They find it difficult to believe you. So you can't come to them and say, the Lord said we should do this. You can't. You can't come to them and say, let's read the Bible. They're like, why are we deceiving ourselves here? You can't say, oh, let's go. They're like, well, you're lazy. Why are we going? You can't say, oh, well, you're not doing your work very well in school. You should do your arithmetic properly. But they're like, Daddy, you're lazy. You use AI for everything you do. They see you. So what is holding you bound will not only make you think less of yourself and not be able to take your position in your home, but they will make the people that are closest to you, your family. And in the case of those who are single, this might be your friends, the people that are supposed to be in the space of your fiancé or your fiancé, or your family member, your sister, your parents. You make those people that are close to you, and for married people, your children, your wife, it will make them see less of you, as in see you as lesser than who you truly are. And because of that, a lot of things will not happen in that home. She won't respect you. She will not want to do finance with you. She will not want to do life with you. She will not be eager to follow you, to follow your guide, to follow your leading. She doesn't trust what you're going to do, because she doesn't know whether you're going to gamble with the money. She doesn't trust what you're going to do, because she doesn't know whether she's going to be the woman in your life tomorrow, or is this all whatnots that you're chatting on social media. She doesn't know. So I decree upon you today that arise and walk into your home. Arise and walk. Arise and walk into your position in that home. That home that has yet to start for those that are single, and that home that has already started for those that are already married. Arise and walk. And I read it again. Mark chapter 2, verse 11. I say unto thee, arise and take up thy bed and go thy way into thine house. Arise and take up thy bed and go and go thy way into thine house. Arise and walk. Arise and walk. Go to your home and begin to function. Yesterday, we talked about the fact that you need to start some sort of Bible reading, Bible studying daily. As a single, as a married, start it. As a married, gather your family together. Tell them, apologize to them for the ways it has been in the past. Tell them, I know we've been inconsistent. If you have never read it, tell them, I know I've never mentioned this to you guys, but I've realized now. Don't need to mention my name. No need to mention this challenge. It's between me and you, right? It's between us as singles and spouses and you, right? But go to them and apologize to them and say, going forward, I want us to start. We'll just be doing 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes. And I want everybody to take me accountable for this. So when it's time for us to start, I've not started, call me into order and say, Daddy, it's time for us to read the Bible, and then read. And then while you're doing that, take your position in the house. Rise out of that ideology that marriage cannot be good. Marriage can be good. I have by far the best marriage I can think of in the world. Marriage can be beautiful. Marriage can be sweet. Don't be deceived. Marriage can be sweet. Marriage can start thinking as a single man, single adult man. Start thinking about marriage from today. I started praying about my marriage from around age 15 or 16. When I saw the way people are doing boyfriend, girlfriend, some people even came to me and told me then. I was at the senior prefect then back in Nigeria. So those that are not Africans or Nigerians. Back then, the senior prefect is like the head of the prefect. So there are student prefects, people that take care of different roles, labor prefect, library prefect, different things like that. But the senior prefect or senior boy is the leader of them all. Then I think there'll be other roles like assistant senior prefect, there'll be a female and stuff like that. Now, senior prefect, and they came to me. I think the social prefect, labor prefect, I can't remember. They are somewhere now, so I don't want to mention specifics. They came to me and they're like, hey, we're having parties and you're not coming for the parties. These parties involves people in other schools, girls from other schools come. Why are you dulling yourself? You should come for parties like this. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, God didn't give me the liberty to attend such parties. What do you people do in the parties? Do you do debates or what do you do? Like, is that we just sing, have fun, gist, and people do the boyfriend girlfriend things and all that. I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't go. And they blatantly told me that I'm wasting my years, I'm wasting my opportunities. Why would you be in this position and you will not be navigating 2 or 3 girls? You should be. Now that statement haunted me for years before I recovered from it. But it got me to start doing something. I started praying that God, wherever my wife is, keep her. Don't let her be involved in all this nonsense. Don't let anybody defile her. Don't let anybody take charge and dissuade her or distract her away from what is being set for her life. And I started praying. And eventually, I met lots of girls, lot of good girls. I can't begin to mention their names now, so that I won't be in problem with my wife. But eventually, I met the best of them all. When the Bible says that many ladies have done well, many women are great and they've done well, but you surpass them all. That's the best description of my wife. What am I saying is, as a single man, you can start praying about that marriage from today. Start praying about it. Start praying about it from today. Start praying about it. Because if you really want to make that home happen, then pray about the marriage. Pray about the marriage. Pray about your marriage. Yes. And you see what is said here. God bless you, ma. He said some men see marriage as game instead of spiritual and divine. You don't even know that God has committed that job into your hands so that you can get the best out of you. You can get the best out of the world. You can make something great happen in the world through that family. So family is God's biggest way to propagate his agenda into the world, to be able to distribute himself into the world. So start that family. Start that family. As a single man, don't let it be heard of that you know me, you're affiliated with me, you interact with us in singles and spouses, and you are not thinking of marriage. You should start thinking. I don't care whether you have the money or not. I don't care whether you think you're of age or not. In as much as you are above 20, start praying about your marriage. Start praying. Start thinking about it. Let it start guiding your decisions. Don't plan that you want to go and do a 15-year course in Rwanda or Russia when you're 20 without thinking about it. Start thinking about your marriage. That, okay, so if I do this, when will I get married? Start thinking of it. Start thinking of some of my relatives back then when I was in Unilag, we're talking about going abroad, and I told them, I said, I can't go abroad without doing something about my marriage. And they are like, John cannot travel. John cannot travel abroad. Sorry about that. John can travel abroad without his wife. I said, yes, I can't travel abroad without my wife. Marriage is the first thing that should happen to me. It's the first thing that should happen to me. I already have a purpose. I've already known God, just like it happened with Adam. The next thing God said is that it's not good for this man to be alone. For this man to progress, for this man to be able to dress and keep this garden, it's not good for him to be alone. So that was the first thing I believe should happen to me. I've already done all that you guys think should be done, which is go to school, go to primary school, go to secondary, high school, elementary school, and all that. The moment I finish that, the next thing should be marriage. So I've started talking about marriage, even in my service here. What am I saying? Start that home today. Let that thought die today. That family, being married is calm. Let it die. Let it die in your heart. Arise and walk. Walk into that home and start building that home now. With your words, with your declaration, with your prayer, start building that home. And for the married man, I decree upon you that whatever is holding you back, whatever addiction is holding you back, whatever weight is holding you back, and this weight can even be something positive. It might be that, you think that you are holding a whole role in your office, and this role is so critical that you can't combine it with the stress of relationship or the stress of your marriage. I release you from those yoke today. Or the weight of you interacting with too many girls, and because of that you can't focus on your wife and your marriage. I release you from it. I release you from social media anxiety and stress. I release you from addictions that might have been emanated from when you were young, when you were single. I release you from addiction that might have come up from the fact that you and your spouse or your wife did not get on together well, or did not lay good foundation. I release you today, and I decree that you should arise and walk into that your home and start building that home. Start building that home. Start building that home today. In Jesus' name. That's my declaration upon you. That's my declaration upon you. I've had interactions with several married people, and it's becoming a thing nowadays that married people will believe, we can do our things. You can help yourself with sex. I help myself with sex. Let's just make sure that the children are fine. They are not fine. Oh God. You think the children are fine? They are not fine. You have deceived yourself from the pit of hell. The deception you are battling with is so thick that because you don't even know, you are gone. You are gone before you are gone. They are not fine. The children are not fine. You think they are fine. They are not fine. Because they are seeing everything that is going on in that marriage, and they are absorbing it. And the fearful thing is that they will multiply it. Many times. That mess you're hiding, you think that you're getting on with it. Let's just do this mess. You're getting on with it. You are messing it up. If you are living far from your wife, arise and walk today. Arise and walk. Whatever economic situations make you think that you should be far away from your family and all is fine. You be far away from being with your wife and all is fine. Be released from it today. There will be a deadline. There will be a timeline for you guys to be together. No more separations, guys. No more separation without a finish line. There should be a finish line. We're going to be separated for about 3 months. We're going to separate for about 5 months, and then we'll come back together. It's not endless. Don't let Trump hold you down to situation. Don't let economic situation. Don't let your company, I don't care how big the company is. Don't let it hold you down that you can't build a home. Arise and walk into your home and start building that home. Single men, arise and walk into your home and start building that home. Married men, arise and walk into your home and start building that home. I'm so happy to be on this journey of these 30 days with you. I look forward to us doing another one tomorrow. Exciting one. Share this with as many people and let them be blessed. We hope you're blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye. Yeah, thank you for the comments. Yeah, yeah, bye.